Dameshek here. Happy holidays. Week 15's in the book, so let's get right to it. Just remember, players and coaches, don't get angry at me if I call your name. Ultimately, I didn't do this to you. You did this to you. Let it begin! At number 4, this.
Yeah, all-time worst call ever.
Sorry, Coach Harbaugh. Yeah, throwing the ball up 10 in the fourth was bad, but it wasn't even the worst call of the weekend. And no, it wasn't Andy Reid freezing Ryan Suckup as he missed the game-winning field goal in order to give Suckup a mulligan so he could make the game-winning field goal. No, the worst call award goes to Todd Bowles, who on Saturday night, with his Jets facing a 4th and 4 at Miami's 18, trailing by 24, late in the fourth quarter of another game and another lost Jets season, decided to kick a field goal. You know, if they ever decide to remake Titanic, let's be sure Todd Bowles gets to play the guy who fixes the time on the clock while the ship's sinking.
I am going down in a boat.
At number 3, Marv Lewis's trash-talking, celebrating, always hysterical, 5-8-1 Bengals. He did something last Sunday I'd never seen before. Following an 11-yard run by Le'Veon Bell, Pac-Man Jones got a taunting penalty. Let me say that again. He got flagged for taunting after the other team succeeded against his team. While some out there tisk-tisk every time Odell Beckham has the temerity to show joy for successfully doing his job, hey, it doesn't matter who's wrong or right, but it should matter who's winning or losing. And what, pray tell, could Vontaze Burfict possibly have had to say to two-time Super Bowl champ Ben Roethlisberger here? Hey, you remember that time I ran off the field like we won even though we were about to lose to you guys? That was funny. And speaking of losing, it's always a losing proposition when you mess with the terrible towel, Jeremy Hill, which you treated pretty much like you did the football at the end of that wild card game last year. It all leads me to this. Sorry, Cincinnati, you're not the Steelers' rival. You're Ohio's third-best sports town behind Columbus and Cleveland. And that's hard to do. Now it's time for the Everyman, presented by the Campbell's Chunky Everyman All-Star League, which this week goes to actual 21st century NFL rivalries. The Packers and Bears, who gave us another dandy episode in the league's oldest rivalry. And there were these two old-timers, of course. And the Seahawks and Niners were fun for a few years. And the Skins and Cowboys was fun on Thanksgiving. But, of course, all are prelude to this century's best rivalry, the Steelers and Ravens, this Sunday with yet another AFC North crown on the line. There hasn't been a more meaningful sporting event on Christmas night since Balboa v. Drago in Moscow. So be good, for goodness sake. Oh, and Ravens, you're the Drago. At number 2, Aaron Rodgers, for being such a meanie to the Bears all the time. 3 years after he beat Chicago on a last-minute bomb in Chicago, he beat Chicago on a last-minute bomb in Chicago. If I were you, Aaron, I'd expect a call from PETA. And that brings me to number 1 in this week's brown paper bag of shame, which goes to all of us for ignoring Rookie of the Year Zeke Elliott's repeated pleas. All season long, he's been pretending to eat. And at the draft, he made a point to show us how malnourished he is. This is how a gut is supposed to look, right, Zeke? Right? Anywho, on Sunday, Zeke jumped into a giant pot. He's clearly hungry for some soup, or maybe cereal, or chili, maybe a nice bisque or stew. Let's not get hung up on specifics. He just wants some food. Let's give it to him. Until we do, we all get to wear this. It's the brown paper bag of shame. Till next time, try not to embarrass yourselves and have a happy holidays.
Shek.